not all kids, but a lot of kids have walked in on their parents. I myself, I don't think I remember seeing the action, but I remember.
The scenario was taking place at the time.
Yeah. I was younger.
Yeah.
I remember sneaking out into the living room, and then because I heard noises.
Mom, somebody's breaking into your vagina.
Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
Right.
And Sunday morning it is again.
It is Sunday morning. We're keeping this pretty regular.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I know you guys all want to hear what we have to say on the Sunday morning.
Fuck yeah, you do. Want to wake up. Wake up with Jesse and Tom. Or no, Tom and Jesse sounds better.
Yeah.
Wake up with Tommy Two Guns.
I agree. My name first. That sounds the
Tommy
best.
Two Guns.
Tommy Two Guns over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been reading and watching a lot of mob stuff lately.
I came and worked out with him the other day, and he was telling me about the Sammy the Bull one. And so I started listening to that podcast.
Sammy the Bull Gravano out of prison.
Good. I'll probably listen to that on my way to Oregon today.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. And like, dude, this guy saw it. I'm like, I'm assuming it's his reality. I'm assuming it's fairly accurate.
Because we all do this.
Yeah,
do you think some of the stories are true, but there's a little fluff?
Yeah, I mean, I think like to make it in that, like in the mafia life, like you kind of have to be your own hype man, right? Like you got to be like, I was pretty brilliant and I did all this stuff. Like, I probably.
But he was an underboss, so he had to.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's the thing is like, I mean, a lot of people probably shit on him because like he flipped on the mob and stuff like that. But I'm like, I never really liked John Gotti. Like I know I don't probably have a right to. Yeah. Like I feel like if I badmouth John Gotti, a guy like Sam will be like, you shut your fucking mouth. Who the fuck are you?
You don't know.
I mean, like truly, like I feel like he'd want to whack me over that. But at the same time, I grew up aware of the mafia and like there's like a level of respect I have as much as it's like a bad thing. I'm like, okay, they got like, in theory they have rules, they have respect, they have like integrity. It just seemed like they did crime, but at least there were values,
When people say that's a little gaudy, or they would say like,
like
there's those terms because of.
I don't know. Is that actually where Gotti came from? Like,
in my view, yes.
Okay. I never really
because he kind of like embellished and showed his stuff,
he did.
Right?
Well, like so in Sammy the Bull's podcast, he talks a lot about that. He's like, John would always dress in these super flashy suits, and he would have these like super expensive hand painted silk ties, hand painted. I don't know how that works. And then he's like, that's not the way he explains it, is like that's not what we were about. The idea never was to show off your wealth or to show off your that you were like a rich mobster. You didn't want to draw the attention.
Well, which makes sense because why would you
want to draw attention? He told a story about, I think it was like Carlo Gambino, one of like the OG mob guys, and he bought a Cadillac at the time. It was like a really, really nice car, and like two people told him, sorry, Sammy the Bull, I'm like ripping you off big time. Go listen to Sammy the Bull. I can't tell a story. Sammy the Bull tells a good story.
Well, yeah, he does.
But he just like, he tells like the people were like commenting on how nice this car was. So he looked at his son and said, get rid of the car. And the car guy's just like, why? This is a nice car. And he's like, because I don't want people looking at me and saying, wow, he has a nice car.
I get it. Makes sense.
It's like
this guy got some money.
Yeah, exactly. He must be a mobster. Like, his whole thing was you want to blend in. You don't want to stand out.
Don't get yourself the Caddy. Get yourself the Honda.
Right. I'm like, I totally get why Sammy flips. Like, I get, like, if I were a mafia person, I'd probably be like, fuck that guy. But
no, because at least from my understanding, is he was told to like basically he's going to take the fall for
pretty much
for everything,
which is,
and I'm going to get away with it.
Like that's not how it works.
That's what I mean.
Love the way he explained it. Like you guys have to check out that podcast. Like I don't know, I don't know him from Adam, so whatever. I'm just saying
the worst.
Like he could be the worst guy. I don't know, but he tells a good story. Nice, I mean, I feel like I would hang out with him.
Pasta.
He makes a great linguine. No, I mean,
is that Stereotype.
I don't know. Sorry if that is. I feel like he would laugh. I feel like he would have a sense of humor about it, or he would want to kill me.
How cool would it be to get him on the podcast?
I know. I feel like maybe he would do it.
Would you kind of fanboy over it?
A little bit. I mean, like, I hate to admit it.
How close would you feel like you were in the mafia in that moment?
That's the thing is, like, you know, what is my day-to-day job? I teach children. So what is my alter ego? It's got to be like a mobster.
Yeah, it's got to be complete 180.
He talks about, like, loving the mafia from The Godfather. I'm like, I love the mafia because of The Godfather.
Well,
you know,
you started talking about it, and then, like, when we were working out, we were kind of listening to it, and I was like, okay, I like how it sounds. I like how the story's told, because, you know, you listen to some podcasts, not like this one, but like other podcasts that it's boring, and it's like the way they deliver things is kind of sucks.
Sure. Hopefully not the way we do.
No, that's what I said. Not like this podcast, because, you know, we deliver with amazing
we're awesome
timing
every week.
Yeah. I just talk real slow.
No, you don't.
I just talk real slow. But I really liked it, and I don't know. I started listening to it, and then I started watching the Goodfellas.
Mm-hmm. Right? Oh, God, that's a good movie.
Yeah. Goodfellas, and then I like fell asleep, and then I put on Godfather, and then I started watching that, and I got I don't know 30 minutes in, and I forgot freaking Sonny was
James Caan.
Yeah, he looks taller.
He was a tough guy, man.
James Caan, like, rest in peace, but like he seemed short, but in Godfather he seemed kind of tall.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the persona. You know, they made him like such a strong character and such like a bullheaded guy that he just seemed big.
Does he die in the first one? I didn't get that far. I think he does.
Oh, okay, spoiler alert.
If you haven't watched The Godfather,
watch the movie. This is like a clutch scene. Like, yes, he does get whacked.
Yeah, I remember he gets how he does.
Big time.
Yeah, I remember how.
Big time, yeah.
But I was just...
My wife,
I don't remember if that happened in the first or second one.
The first. Yeah, he's not at all in the second one. They might do flashbacks to them, but I don't think they do. Yeah, I think he's just gone. Because, like, the way the second movie works, they do flashbacks to Vito Corleone, the father, at the same age,
but in Italy.
As Michael, right? So it's it's him as a little boy in Italy, and then him in America starting his crime family in New York. But like 1919,
that's the one with Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Right? He plays Vito Corleone, the young Vito.
Yeah.
So they do a side by side. So as Michael's that age, leading this huge, mafia family now. His dad, Vito's creating it at the same age.
That's cool.
So they kind of go side by side. Michael, things are kind of falling apart. Vito's building it. So it's like you kind of get this like duality thing. I think that word's used right there. But the Sammy the Bull, I don't know. I feel like you'd have to be really careful if you're going to hang out with him. Like, I mean, he's murdered a lot of people openly, like admits it.
Yeah.
I feel like if you made him mad, maybe like that tendency might maybe I should just fucking kill this guy. Like, I feel like that thought would go through his head.
I always wonder if like the mafia still does hits and stuff.
I mean, they're active. I just don't think they have maybe the same. Like the way he describes it, at least, is that it's just not the same level of power that it used to have.
Yeah,
he talks about like
makes sense.
In the 70s and even into the 80s, like basically up until John Gotti took over. The amount of power they had, like he talks about Paul Castellano, who was a really famous mob boss of the Gambino family.
Yeah,
and he got killed. And Sammy the Bull talks a lot about that.
Yeah,
because he was involved in that. But it's really interesting because Paul Castellano ran things more like a business. Like he really was more of like a CEO. The way he just
that's how I feel like the mob should be ran in a sense.
I think he kind of
just a real more cutthroat business.
Yeah, he talks like family by family. Like when he talks about, he started out with the Colombo family, and he said they were definitely more like beat him up, take the money, like this kind of thing.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm at. Is he's talking about that family right now.
Yeah. So because that's where he started. Yeah. He was with this man. I'm gonna like. Just listen to his podcast. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I cannot tell his story.
Yeah.
Listen to Sammy the Bull. He is a fun guy to listen to. But so he was with the Rampers, I guess, which is just like a street gang. And then they were kind of, yeah. I don't know if they did staff offs. They might have knife fights, stuff like that. Singing musicals, I think he said.
Picture West Side Story.
It was like West Side Story. with Sammy
Meets
the Bull.
the outsiders.
But so he was like in that little gang, but then they, obviously people are like kind of connected to like families, right?
Yeah.
So he ended up with the Colombo people, and then there was something like I think he starts with the fact that things went south. So he ended up getting shifted over to the Gambino family, which to me, I'm like, that's the family I'd want to be with. They seem like the biggest.
They
at
got
least
their
were
shit
at that
together
time.
at the time, yeah.
And he kind of says like they're more like racketeers. Like they actually are more business minded. It wasn't.
See, that's what I would be down
they're like,
for.
I don't want to like beat this guy up. Like I want to just day to day keep operations going, keep money flowing. But Paul Castellano made a shit ton of money. He was like truly like a CEO, the amount of money that he made. He lived in this huge mansion they called the White House. There's so many documentaries about it.
Dude,
it's like,
so
it's just
watching Goodfellas really almost sounded like the story that Sammy the Bull's
it's very similar. And the way it kind of like goes back and forth in time.
Yeah.
Different ideas. It kind of starts at the end and then goes back to the beginning.
I didn't realize Goodfellas was like a true story in a way.
Based on a true story. If you really look into it, there are definitely differences. But
this is what the Henry Hill snitched.
I think he's still alive.
He's in protective custody or whatever.
I don't know if he still is because he does a lot of interviews and stuff. He probably doesn't have to be now. I mean, that's like Sammy the Bull.
Well, like at the end of the movie, it says like, at that time, whenever Goodfellas came out,
1990 or
he was still in like protective custody
at that time. He's done interviews and stuff since, and I think the mafia has turned over enough at this point that they're like, I don't know who that guy is. Like the guys on the street today. You don't know like
who he is.
I know, seriously. I'm like, man.
You don't be in the mafia. Get out of here.
But I love the first episode of The Sopranos. You remember when Tony's talking to Christopher at the pool party or the barbecue, and he's like, nice to him at first. Then he goes, I could have sold my story to Hollywood. I could have made a ton of money. And Tony grabs him by the shirt and stands him up real fast. He goes, "You gonna go fucking Henry Hill on me now?"
Oh yeah,
I love that line. Such a good line. But that's James Gandolfini. Yeah, rest in peace, man.
But yeah, it was weird to watch Goodfellas because you see some of the young.
Yeah,
they're young.
By the way, Christopher,
and there's some of them are dead.
Christopher Moltisanti, in The Sopranos, is the kid that gets shot by Tommy. You probably haven't gotten. No, you watched the whole thing
of Goodfellas.
Do you remember the card game where Tommy shoots the kid's toe off?
In Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Dance.
And he keeps shooting.
And then he ends up shooting the kid in the chest and kills him. That's Christopher Moltisanti. Like, not the character. That's the actor.
Yeah, the actor.
I can't think of his name, but...
the one shooting is Joe Pesci, right?
Joe Pesci. Yeah, Joe Pesci shoots. I'm going to say Christopher Moltisanti. Because I forget the kid's name in the movie, but...
No, I remember.
No, it's so wild. And then they actually pay tribute to that in The Sopranos. And the first season, there's the scene in the pastry shop.
Yeah.
And Christopher gets the box of stuff and he shoots the kid in the foot.
Oh,
and that's because his character got shot.
Yeah, Chris was. That's right. They go to that bakery. I remember that. Yeah. See, I remember that scene.
Oh yes. No, it's fascinating because I've always been interested in the structure of the mafia. Like. You've got your boss, your underboss, your consigliere, who's like your counselor. Then you have the capo regime, all the capos, and then they have soldiers under them. And from soldier and above, it's made people. And then you have just a slew of associates. And that's what Henry Hill was. And he was always going to be. Because he was only, I think he was Italian on his mom's side or something.
Yeah, he wasn't full Italian.
So he could never be actually made. And they talk about that in the movie.
Because Joe Pesci gets made,
He can be. Well,
no, he was gonna get made.
He's gonna get made.
Then he gets whacked.
That'd be the toughest thing in that job. To like dress up. Your friend's gonna come pick you up. This is the best day of your life. You're like, oh man, I'm getting my bones, hey, And then you walk in, you're like, hey, and they're like, I'm gonna shoot you in the head. You're like, oh no, wait a minute.
Well, because he was a hothead.
He was a mess.
Like he had to know he was.
I can't remember what it was in the movie that they finally like whacked him over. It was something. What was it then? He did a lot of dumb stuff.
He was always doing something
There was
stupid.
a point where he had just crossed some line, but it's
they use that little
too.
38.
Yeah, the 38. That's the one.
Everyone it's funny because there's a song, there's a rap song called Joe Pesci 38, right? And they're talking about using the 38.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching Goodfellas. I see the 38, but then I'm listening to Sammy the Bull's thing, and he talks about using a 38.
Apparently, if you're going to kill somebody, that is
his first hit that he did. He used a 38.
Was that the one he said the gun jammed? Like he was in the car with the guy, and he went to shoot him, and
nothing happened.
Nothing happened,
and so he pulled it again.
Yeah, but I think something did happen. I think he just didn't register. And
noise. The way I took it was he shot him once,
right?
But for him, he didn't
recognize it.
So he shot
because he expected something different than what happened.
Yeah,
he thought it was going to be obvious.
So he shot him and didn't to me. It didn't jam in that story. It was like, no, he got shot twice.
Right. But no, I'm mixing it with another story.
The first time,
though, you're right. Yeah, it's so interesting, you guys. Listen to Sammy the Bull.
If you're in the mafia,
hit like and subscribe on his podcast,
and then come to ours,
and then keep listening to ours because we'll talk about other people's podcasts and stuff.
But,
yeah. Yeah, man. I tell you,
no, it's pretty good. I look forward to listening to it.
Yeah, it's fun while you're working out. Let me tell you the story about how.
For me, I'll drive to I had to drive to, Spokane for work, and so it gives me something to listen to because there's a couple podcasts that I like to listen to.
Yeah,
there's Just Weirdly Blended.
Yeah, that's a great
one. I hear they're pretty awesome, two sexy, awesome guys. And then there's the Basement Yard and Low Priority podcast. I'll listen to those. And so when I don't have anything to listen to, it's cool that now I got, that.
Yeah,
so
right.
Like
a little different vein.
Especially today, I'll be driving to Oregon, and that's, 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. So it gives me something to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the car. And I'm like,
Yeah, see? Yeah, see this guy over here.
See, would you want to be mafia then?
I know.
So in that accent?
So this is the funniest thing. Like movie
70s.
mafia, like 1930s movie mafia.
Like what year would you want to be put into the mafia?
So
the
tough.
70s?
I know.
I feel like would be kind of cool.
It's all so different. So I've been playing.
I think for me it'd be like the 50s or 60s.
That'd be a cool time. So 50s and 60s, I feel like you'd be at the pinnacle. It doesn't get better than this because it's before massive.
But they had the sweet ass cars though.
They had cool cars. You got to think. This is really, really neat.
The thing about the 50s, at least from my perspective, is it just seemed like such a classy time. Not even mafia related, just in general, people just wore nice suits.
I know. So that's the thing. I'm playing the original Mafia game because, of course, I'm obsessed with them right now. And they've done the definitive edition or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. I mean, the graphics are pretty good and it's fun. But, it just looks like such a freaking cool time. It starts in 1930.
No,
so it's all the old cars, and everybody's dressed to the nines.
Yeah, dressed to the.
They're all dressed. They got the little tie thing. I don't know what it was for, but it goes behind the highest part of the tie.
Oh yeah,
and goes onto the collar. I'm like, what did that?
That ugly Colonel Sanders looking tie?
No, you got to look it up. It's it's a metal thing. It's like the tie clip, but it goes up here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Why? I don't know. I don't know what it did.
I never knew that.
But it's a little classy. Thing. It's classy.
Yeah, it has the thing that goes
it just goes onto the collar. Yeah. I don't know if it holds it in place. Maybe there's got to be a reason for it. Whatever. They look
aesthetically
amazing. They've got their big overcoats. They got the fedora. I love the fedora.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
Just a Tommy gun in the hands of a guy in a trench coat and the fedora. There's nothing cooler than that.
No,
so that's
right.
In that sense, the 20s and 30s would have been really cool.
If I ever hunt, we go hunting, we just not very good.
Next time we'll take the Tommy gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're gonna mow down some deer very illegally. That's our racket. We're the illegal deer meat industry.
You want some venison?
We shoot all the fucked up looking ones. The ones with the big old growths on them, that they keep warning us about.
The ones you don't want to eat, actually.
The zombie deer. Yeah, but they don't know that.
Yeah, right.
Meat's meat. You know what I mean? You package it. Hey,
it looks the same. The same.
No,
imagine hunting with the Tommy gun.
I feel like that'd be really hard to do.
I wonder. I want to shoot a Tommy gun though.
I know. I think they're completely illegal, right? I know they became illegal because it was too much power. I think even the gun nuts are yeah, this is a little much. But Tommy guns are cool though. That round.
Hey
clip.
Google.
Hey Google you.
Are Tommy guns illegal? No, Ben. Who is Ben illegal? No.
Huh.
See, I talk
Ben?
weird. I don't know. Now it's at picking up everything.
Oh no.
Hey Google, are Tommy guns illegal? Oh fuck you, bitch! You fucking bitch.
We're gonna say yes.
Yeah. Hey Google, are Tommy guns illegal?
Did it get it that time?
Yeah. It's unlawful to take possession of a machine gun unless ATF has approved the transfer and so it's
Okay, but
it can be legal
it can be legal.
if it's
Legally possessed.
yeah.
Okay, well that just sounds like legalese. Like obviously if it's legal,
get some of that.
It's legal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kahlua and coffee in the morning. I don't know.
Yeah, there's
I haven't
something
tried it,
about
but-
straight whiskey in the morning. No.
No, I've never.
We've been-
I don't think I've actually ever tried like putting.
once. Yeah.
So there was
Putting
this guy I
booze
worked
in the
with.
coffee.
No, so
Not
he
at
did
work,
booze.
not at work.
No, I've done this at work when I worked at a fence company. We put booze in. It was hot chocolate though.
It's okay. He was just driving. He was just the driver.
No, I worked in the shop,
I'm
so I don't even have to
There's
drive.
machinery and shit.
Yeah, something like that.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
But no, the thing was the guy who made it was like his own special.
His concoction.
I don't think it had alcohol in it. I think it burned all off or something the way he cooked it because it didn't do anything. I just got a stomachache from all the fucking sugar.
The sugar, yeah.
So
Right.
that was the last time I ever tried something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like coffee. So my father-in-law, he likes to drink it with a little bit. You know, he's retired, so it's like, yeah, who cares? So he starts his day with a little whiskey in the coffee, and I'm like, I
think when I'm older,
get it to a point. Like I'll drink that with him, you know, but like daily, and obviously daily. I don't want to go to school drunk. There's that, but like, you know, I mean, that would not happen. But I don't know. I'm just into the coffee flavor. Like I don't even like flavoring in my coffee. You know what I mean?
So you know what's weird is I don't even know what subject we were on currently before that, but now we're talking about coffee.
Yeah,
but
see, that's how we roll.
That's how we roll. So like I've been getting coffee. We have a Keurig, so I get coffee. I grind up the beans or whatever at the store anyway. I want to try to do it at home to see if that makes the flavor a little different.
Yeah.
But the other day I went to get coffee just to like hurry up because I think I was heading to Spokane, so my wife made me a cup of coffee, but we used just the instant. Mm-hmm. And I forgot, man, it's not like it's terrible.
No, I know what you mean.
But it just has a way different taste.
It's different.
It is.
It feels like fake coffee. It's like make believe coffee.
You can like I can literally taste the difference because I've been using like shit.
Jesse, calm down, man. Calm down.
I've been using real coffee, and so not that that's not real, but like I've been using actual stuff you have to brew, and it just tastes different. Like your coffee, like I use a Keurig to brew my coffee. I put it in the little thing. Yours is actually brewed like slowly.
It's old school. It's the plastic coffee maker.
But it like so it tastes different.
It's
I like how it tastes.
Yeah, I do too. It's man.
That sounds like a dance. I'm gonna
percolator.
I percolated all
That's
on
the
my
1950s dance right there. Yeah, it's the percolator.
Yeah. Or something you shoot up on your wife.
Yeah,
I percolated up all along.
I percolated her all night long. Yeah,
right.
No, it's coffee can be very, very good. I had a kind of a funny thing happen yesterday. So we've been busy for the last several weekends. I felt like in the podcast I've been off the last few weekends, so I apologize to the audience out there for that. Yeah, we've just been very, very busy. Like ever since winter break ended, we've had basketball for the kid. We've had like, 2 things to do every weekend, which is clearly way too much for me. We had basketball, we had dog events. We foster dogs.
But it's like that's a lot of time out.
It's like every Saturday there was something going on. And I loved both things. They didn't have a problem with either one. It was fun watching Elliot play. It was fun.
That'd be cool.
Doing the dog thing, but like
not cool.
Sometimes it's like I just want to have a Saturday,
Oh yeah.
And so this is the first weekend since the end of winter break. So, since January.
Hell of a weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
Yesterday was beautiful.
Oh,
it was like 60.
I was outside for like 4 hours just trying to clean our stupid patio.
Oh,
a disaster. Absolute disaster.
I didn't go outside. We just no, we were outside. I was like doing some stuff. Nothing crazy. We went to like the store and stuff.
Yeah. No.
What happened with your coffee thing?
Oh, yes. Back to the point of the story. So yesterday morning, the wife and I were going to go yard sailing because it's a beautiful day. We like yard sailing.
Yeah.
So there were not many yard sales, but we didn't know that. So we wake up, we go to this coffee shop, my wife's favorite coffee shop. We get there.
Oh, the one at Yoke's? Is that the one?
No, the one that red.
The red
building. Yeah.
Red Light District.
So
coffee.
yeah, we like to go to Baristas and Bras. That place, it's a great coffee joint, best coffee in town. Anyway,
coffee.
No, it's like the girls
Red
are fully
Rail.
clothed. Is that what it's called?
Red Rail. It's
sounds
in a train car
or naked baristas, one or the other. But anyway, no, it's very wholesome family joint.
No, it's good coffee.
Totally normal coffee place. But we go there. My wife loves it. We get there and she recognizes the barista. She's like, "Oh crap, that's my cousin's kid. What's her name?" And she's like panicking. She gets on her phone. She's like, I don't know her fucking name. Like, okay.
I don't know from Adam.
Like, chill out. She don't know you from Adam or Eve, okay? Like, you don't give a shit. So anyway, it's like one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time because my wife's panicking on the phone, trying to look on Facebook to see who the fuck this kid is.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we get our order in. Yeah, the kids aren't on Facebook anymore.
Well, no, that and a little side note for those who are just tuning in. My ex's side of the family and his wife's side, his side of the family, his wife's side, pretty big.
Wife, yeah. They have a gigantic family tree. Like in
good luck going through Facebook.
Yeah, in one generation, there's more people than can fit on the Titanic. It's pretty insane.
She had at one point, was it 14 or 15 aunts and uncles?
Yeah. I mean, that generation was
with
like
all
14
kids.
or 15 kids. Yeah. So yeah, with all the cousins and grandkids, like,
and then the cousins and cousins.
It's wild. But she could not remember the girl's name. And so we get up there to order, and I have to do an Americano there because I didn't even know what Americano was. Now I realize it's espresso with more water added in, so it's as close as you can get to a regular drip coffee.
Yes, I know this. Go ahead.
Yes. So I like regular drip coffee. I don't do every once in a while I'll do like a spiced up drink. I'll do something with some flavor in it. But
can you add a little sugar?
The one thing I've always been pretty good about is like my coffee's my coffee. It's like my one, will I dare say healthy vice? Like I'm not going to screw this one up. I'm going to drink coffee, but I'm going to do it right. It's going to be black coffee without all the sugar and crap. I've always been good about that. So I've always been the best at that.
Yeah.
So
I like a little cream in mine.
But like, so I get there and I'm like, I feel like having a big coffee today. So I go, give me the 24-ounce Americano. And she's like, you got it. So we get up to the window and I almost started laughing because my wife's looking at her super intense and the girl's looking at my wife super intense. My wife's very concerned that she's going to recognize her and she doesn't know her name. And then the girl is very intense because she's just started her job, doesn't know shit about what she's doing, and she can't remember what the fuck my wife ordered. So she's like, they're staring each other down for different reasons, and I'm caught in the middle. It was one of the funniest situations I've been in a long time.
So how many people were at the...
Oh, lots of people. By the time we left, the thing was backed up to the right.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was slow going. But the guy in front of us ordered like 800 drinks for his crew.
Of course.
So there was like that started in the morning. And then we get up to the window and they're doing their thing and I'm almost laughing. And long story short, she comes back to the car at one point, like from inside. Like it's just like the roll window thing. She's like, she looks at me and holds up my card. She goes, "This is your card, right?" I'm like, "Yep, that's my card."
Don't see anybody else around.
Just setting the stage here. It was clear that this kid had just started working. Yeah. Like, so I felt for her. I'm like, I get it.
Been in that situation.
I've been there when your brain's just like, you're having a hard time because it's just so overwhelming.
Well, because,
it's a lot. It's a lot. People are not nice.
Well, I don't think some people don't realize the magnitude of like how busy things can get in those situations.
For sure. And so like, no, not knocking her at all. Like she's, she's family. Come on. I didn't know that. Like, but it was hysterical because she's handing us our drinks and she isn't my wife's. And I think that one's mine. And so she gives me a cold one with ice in it. And I go to hand to my wife. She goes, "No, that's yours." I'm like, oh. And then she's like, "Did you order a cold one?" I'm like, I don't think so. I look at her and it's almost like panic. She's like, I can make you another one. She's like, it's just at that size, it comes cold. Like, that actually makes sense because there's so much espresso in this. You probably can't keep it hot. I'm like, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. So I drank.
I gotta know the scientific reason why it has to be cold at 24 ounces.
I don't know. So for some reason at 24 ounces, it shifts to cold. And that's just standard industry practice. So I got this cold. It tasted kind of like when your coffee's in the cup for too long and you take that last swig and it's like, oh, that was cold ass coffee. It wasn't the best thing I've ever tasted.
So
I like hot coffee, but you know,
I can
bad. I drank the whole thing. I drank 24 ounces of kind of gross cold coffee. So,
yeah, so
I'm
I
not
can
proud
make
of
that
myself,
out.
but I did.
No, so when we started our journey to, which we've talked about thousands of times,
Yes.
getting skinny and being like these sexy men that we are.
Yes.
Like, I go to the coffee store and I don't get like the coffee store.
I was going to say, I love how you call it the coffee store. That is a win right there.
The coffee shop.
Tell me about the coffee store. I want to
I
go
went to
there
the
badly.
drive-through.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to get this one drink that I'd normally get because it's full of sugar.
Yeah.
Right?
Fuck that coffee store for selling that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I want a regular drip coffee.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
a little cream because I like some cream in
Uh-huh.
my coffee. I don't like it straight up. I'll drink it black, but I like a little bit of cream.
You don't like your coffee the way you like your men. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to your story.
It took me a minute to get what you meant.
Yeah, I wondered if that
I
was
like
going
my
to
men
land
a
or
little
not.
dark. So what?
Yeah. Anyway.
But I was like, hey, can I just get some coffee? And they're like,
Sir, this is a coffee store. We have nothing but coffee.
no, they're like, this is a coffee store. We only do Americanos. I'm like,
seriously.
what do you mean? Can I just want regular
Yeah.
coffee.
What about the Pike
we
Place
don't
special?
have drip coffee. I'm like, okay.
So the thing that
then they
this is all
threw out their
based on,
stupid Americano.
they all do. Yeah. We can water down an espresso
So I'm like,
for you and
can
call
I-
it Americano.
Can I get a? And the only reason I say the Americano the way I am, ask, is because when I worked at my previous job, the president at the time, she liked her coffee with half and half, but it was an Americano with half and half. So that's what.
Americano with half and half.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I asked for. Can I get Americano with half and half?
Yeah.
Because I don't know any.
Give me an Americano, half and half. Keep it hot.
But then I don't.
Yeah.
So I don't like actually going to those coffee stores and getting coffee.
This guy over here with the coffee store.
So what I do now,
I love the idea.
if I don't get coffee, like if I'm not going to make coffee at home, I'm going to go to the convenience store,
Okay.
like a
Yeah,
gas
because
station.
they have nothing but drip coffee or
And I-
machine.
And I love just shitty gas station coffee.
Isn't there something
just
cinematic about a
tastes-
crappy cup of coffee?
Great.
Yeah, when you go to a diner and it's like the most watered down, gross coffee, you're like, you know what? I feel like I'm in a movie scene.
It's the world's best coffee.
Yeah, it's the congratulations, you did it. You know what I love though about the way you set that up is in your mind you hear coffee shop. It's like, okay, this little joint. Like, there's not much going on here. You got a few options. You bring up a coffee store.
It sounds like the
It's
mega
like the
market.
Walmart of coffees. They're like,
Just
what kind of
wall
coffee
to
you
wall.
want? We got drip. We got not drip.
We got Brazilian.
We got Brazilian. We have
African.
Colombian.
We
Yeah,
got
you want some
Iraqi.
Africa.
Wait, Afghan.
You
There's
want
an Afghan.
Afghanistan? Huh?
No, there's like an Afghan
Oh, yeah,
coffee.
for
right?
sure.
I think it's like one of the best.
Oh, they're-
no. Oh, wait, it's an African coffee. I think it is, or
No,
something.
but I think
There's,
you're right.
there's
I
one
think
that's considered like
Afghanistan
the
does
best.
one. Yeah. Well, it all depends. I mean, it all depends on what you like. See, French roast, I would always think I'd like a French roast. I'm not a big French
I like
roast guy.
Sumatra.
Sumatra. Ooh, Sumatra roast.
that's probably my
Sumatra
favorite.
is pretty good, especially when it's the dark.
The Kama
Sumatra
Sutra one.
The Kama Sutra is my favorite,
That's my
personally.
favorite,
Yeah, I just feel very flexible when I'm done drinking a cup of Kama Sutra coffee.
yeah. Have you ever looked at the Kama Sutra? Have you ever actually
I've
got the
dabbled
book?
in looking at the book, yeah.
I've
It
like
looks
me and
very
Alicia.
complicated.
Super complicated.
I'm like, well, if my body moved that way, maybe.
I tore my Achilles playing flag football. I'm definitely tearing something.
Yeah,
fucking
I told my
to this Kama
doctor
Sutra.
when my doctor asked me when I was in my worst shape, like, well, what do you do for exercise? I said,
The Kama
like
Sutra.
I kind of walk around and like clean and like mow the lawn and stuff. Like that was my exercise at the time.
Be like, I
He was
wobble around.
so you don't? I'm like, yeah, my feet kind of hurt all the time and stuff. Like, my back goes out quite a bit, but
Bro,
can you imagine?
my feet, when you.
Can you? Yep.
My feet would hurt too,
Yeah.
actually, when I was like at my fattest.
Scary. Yeah.
At my fattest.
Well, that's a
Fat sounds
fat
like
ass.
weird. But when I was bigger, like
When I would
My
waddle
feet-
into the coffee store, my life was
I
different.
want all the coffee.
Give me the fattest coffee you have. Yeah, I know. I was like the whale in the coffee store.
I want to watch that.
I do too.
I
Yeah.
want to watch The Well. I was just telling Alicia that yesterday or the other day because he won an Oscar, and I like Brendan Fraser.
I do too, and I like he's been coming out and talking about stuff and like his own struggles. It sounds
like mentally. Yeah, he struggled mentally. I guess he was like assaulted a lot, like on set, like sexually and stuff
wasn't
like that.
like Harvey Weinstein? Didn't he talk about that guy?
Probably.
That guy was just fucked up. Let's. I don't know. He's in prison for the rest of his life, so
I'm
that's
surprised he should have got whacked by the mob.
seriously a guy with the name Weinstein. How did he not get whacked?
That's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I
And
mean?
what
Like,
he did, come on,
I know.
now. The mob had to know.
Seriously.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
they did then, but
I mean, there's like, hey, this guy makes us a lot of money. You know, he makes a lot of movies. Okay, we like his movies.
oh, is that what he did?
Yeah, he was a movie producer, Weinstein Film Group or whatever. Miramax, remember Miramax Films?
Yeah, is that still around?
He and his brother, the Weinstein brothers, were like massive players.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
Okay,
think
now
that
I
was
see.
their
I would see like Weinstein Productions or
Weinstein Productions. The other guy's fine. Can you imagine being the good Weinstein? Like your name is Toast at that point.
So this is something I don't know if we talked about this on here, if I mentioned this to someone else, but I couldn't imagine being like, can you imagine being like a parent of like a serial killer?
No,
You know, like how do you deal with something like that?
I know. Well, if it's Jeffrey Dahmer's dad, you just keep selling books and shit. Like you try to capitalize this shit off of that.
But like, I don't know, like I don't know. That would be so hard. I'd probably cry every night. Like,
well, you'd still
why
love your kid.
You would have.
Why
would
is
though.
my kid so screwed up? Like my
Where
kid
did I go wrong? Is that what you would go?
Can you imagine,
like
like,
as a
hearing-
parent, when your kids do something that you're like, holy shit, where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
Right? Like if
Like-
you ever have those moments, but like I know there's moments where parents, I know my mom's probably said that shit.
Yeah.
Where did I go wrong? She has said that. She's cried to me and said that. And I was
Jessica
like,
got
Mom,
a job and she's like, where did I go wrong?
right?
No,
And I was like, Mom, there's lots of places. No, I'm just
yeah, you went. Let's talk about where you went right,
Oh,
Mom.
let's chapter 1.
Okay,
where you
my
went wrong.
birth. No, just joking. We're fucking around here.
Yeah, I doubt my mom listens to this anyway.
Nah.
But my
Parents
dad,
do every once in a
though,
while. Yeah,
my dad does.
your dad's one of our biggest fans.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. Love
Thank you very much, Chuck. Yeah.
I know. I mean, it would have been cool to know him when I was younger, but I'm getting to know him now.
Yeah, and he's a
I
good
mean,
guy. He seems like a
he
very,
is.
very good guy.
We don't talk a lot, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't grow up with him.
Yeah.
So there's like 30 years of, I don't know this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So
I feel like
that's
got
a whole
you.
nother podcast.
I know. I was going to say. I feel like I just got you off of the point that you were making.
I don't
Where
remember.
were we? What were we
I don't
talking
even
about?
remember.
We're going to listen back on this.
Oh,
and be like,
I was talking about how it would be weird to be a parent
yeah, right.
of a serial killer and stuff and having that moment, because obviously parents, you have those moments where you're just like, where did I fuck up? Because I know even me and Alicia, we have moments because our kids are, they have, they'll be dealing with their like mental health issues or something where
kid stuff. Yeah.
they're having like one of them will have like an anxiety issue or something. And then, stuff gets said or whatever. But my wife's always like, oh, what did I damage my kids? Like,
Right.
It's one of those moments where did I do this or that? And I wonder if that's just a normal parental reaction.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're a reflection of us, and so we put ourselves in. That's why parents care so much, and parents like fight for their kid because
Yeah, you
wrapped
see
up
yourself in that.
Yeah, and it is a reflection on you.
Because I do that
at
with
some point, I guess.
with my daughter, like with Elena.
Yeah.
I'll stuff will happen or she's whatever. I'm always like, oh, did I do something? Like maybe because she's so quiet, she keeps to herself. So
Yeah,
like, did I do something wrong?
Yeah, why doesn't she talk? And then she talks, and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Too much. Slow it
Overload.
down. I want to hear it all. Just doses, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna kill me with the overdose. Like just.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Like she had just told me about this situation with like a friend of hers, and her friend is in a similar, almost identical situation to what she's in, where she goes to her parents every other week. Her dad has a stepmom, kind of thing. I don't know if her mom has a
I don't know either.
Has a stepdad. I don't know if her mom has like another husband or not, but
yeah, I don't know.
It's
either.
like that situation, but it sounds like she just has issues with the dad side and the stepmom is kind of mean.
Okay.
And so then in my head, I'm like, now, do you feel this way, or is it like
are you telling me this like my friend feels this way?
Yeah. Because certain things and certain reactions, for me trigger like
I got you.
Okay, your
spidey sense starts to tingle.
Yeah, your emotions are telling me one thing, you're telling me another.
Gotcha.
Which, so I'm gonna ask these questions because where did I go wrong?
Yeah, it's all my fault. I'm a piece of shit.
yeah. But.
Yeah.
She says, you got to, sometimes your kids will say stuff to you. And something I remember hearing from like a psychologist or something, it's like, just only ask a couple times.
Yeah.
If your kid's like, okay, and just let it go.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'll do. And I'm like,
sure.
All right. I trust you.
You're good. But if you lie to me.
Yeah, right. If you lie to me, I swear to God.
Man.
But I don't know. Kids can tell you some crazy shit.
Yeah. Especially these days. It's like, man.
Yeah. Whoa. Speaking of kids, I don't know if my wife's going to really appreciate this one. But then again, she don't listen.
Yeah. If they want to care so much, they can listen to the podcast.
So anyway, me and my wife, this, since we're switching kids, I don't even know where our whole thing was going, but this is a good segue.
Kids and relationships, and boom.
Here we go. So, we, kids is bedtime, everyone going to bed. And at this moment, it's 9:30, almost 10. I'm thinking kids are sleeping. My son should be asleep. So our girls sleep downstairs. My son sleeps upstairs in the room by us. And me and my wife, having a little romantic situation.
Due diligence.
Door shut. I should have probably locked it in hindsight. This is the moral of that story. Me and the wife romantically getting involved, and next thing I know, someone's on my bed. My son
giving you a hug.
He's trying to give me a hug. Like, hey! Luckily, when we obviously we freak out. Go back to bed. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? He just walked in on us.
Didn't even hear him. Just like a phantom. Just like a phantom.
Anything.
He comes in slow.
Dude, it was. So Elena, she's very good at being quiet too.
Yes, she is.
Not that she's walked in on that, but she's just in that sense, it's like a kid thing. Usually I'm pretty good about hearing if the kids are opening our door, but didn't hear a word.
Yeah.
And I was in the zone, I was feeling good. And that happened. Obviously that ruins the moment.
Right.
But then we're freaking out because as a parent, what do you do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Your kid and then now you're thinking, I just traumatized my kid.
Just poke your head in the door.
This is a core memory that they will never forget.
Just poke your head in the door and say, how the fuck do you think you got here, buddy? Go back to bed.
Well, at least we start oh my God.
That's not real advice.
Did you see it? Luckily, the way things were, I think we were okay in that sense.
Yeah.
Come to find out, I think he was actually sleepwalking.
He wasn't really fully awake.
He was there, but he wasn't because he doesn't remember being told to go to the room. He does, but when I went back into the room, a couple seconds later, after we talked, it was probably a good minute or so. Mm-hmm. She's like, you need to talk to your son. I'm like, I don't know what to tell him. She tells me something to say, and I'm like, well, you just said it. Why don't you go talk?
Yeah, you know what to say. Go.
Yeah, I suck at talking.
Sure.
I'm very bad at those moments where I'm not a good Full House moment type guy.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
That clutch emotional moment.
So I go into his room. He's already kind of sleeping.
Yeah.
Literally, within, we're saying 2 minutes. He's almost asleep. And then I'm, hey, son.
Yeah. Hey, wake up, buddy.
So sometimes when two people
just play that song when a man loves a woman. Just let it play.
Yeah.
Go back in. You get it? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You brought up something I think is so hysterical. Can you imagine if they did a Full House episode where that was the scenario?
That'd be awesome.
And Danny Tanner has to do that and the music's playing.
Yeah.
He's got Michelle there. They should have done that episode. That would have been great.
That would have been more realistic.
Why is Uncle Jesse always blah blah? They should have walked in on Uncle Jesse, and then all three dads had to explain why Uncle Jesse is such a badass guy.
Yeah, your uncle's a slut.
Well, why don't we ever hear you or Uncle Joey doing that? Well,
they swipe left on Tinder.
Back to your story.
But no. So I had to go tell him that, and I'm like, he obviously doesn't even know what's going on.
That was the traumatizing moment. Is just his dad randomly coming in his
just say, "Hey, son, you know, sometimes when two adults,
sometimes I bone your mom." Okay,
yeah. Sometimes when two adults, you know, in situation, because I don't know what to say.
Sometimes when your kids go to bed,
but he has no idea. And I'm like, "All right, son, good night, love you. Do you want mom to come give you a hug?" He's like, "No, I'm good."
No, I don't need.
And I didn't tell mom that at that moment.
Like, I don't need any more of this conversation.
Like I asked, "Hey, do you want mom to come give you a hug?" He's like, "No." And I'm thinking, oh, God. In my head, I'm thinking. He doesn't
see her the same anymore.
Yeah.
She's tainted.
That's not my mom. That's exactly the thought.
Oh, my God.
And then, obviously, Alicia was like, this is not cool. It's not. But, I mean, I think not all kids, but a lot of kids have walked in on their parents. I, myself... I don't think I remember seeing the action, but I remember...
the scenario was taking place at the time.
Yeah. I was younger.
Yeah.
I remember sneaking out into the living room, and then because I heard noises.
Mom, somebody's breaking into your vagina.
I'm so curious. I was such a curious kid, Someone's breaking your vagina.
Someone's clearly breaking in.
Yeah.
What's he doing to you?
So it was like a movie in the sense that the TV was on. It was a static. Where I remember it was.
So she put noise on to try to buffer.
They had the white noise static.
The noise.
Old school.
That was purposeful. She did that. She's like, hold on, let me put something in the background so the kids don't hear.
And then all I see is shadow.
So like this is how I remember it. Projecting onto the wall.
Like all I see is like the shadow.
Just a gigantic shadow. Because Hunter!
I just remember.
Oh my God!
This is how I remember.
That's so much worse. You just saw a larger than life size shadow of the whole thing.
I just remember seeing it's a demon. My mom said demons portray as shadows.
Mommy had some demons. Wow!
In her vagina.
That is insane.
But no, so then I remember.
Her entire setup to make that better made it 10 times worse. Wow.
I just remember okay, I don't know what's going on, but I know. I think I know.
Mom's possessed.
So at this time, I remember going back into my room and I start crying as a kid because I'm 9 years old or something, and I'm what's going on, but I kind of already know what's going on.
Sure, you
but
understand.
I kept that inside. That's probably the moment that I realized I was probably fucked.
Yeah, you're like, well,
mentally.
that does it for me.
But yeah, I just remember that, and so.
Wow.
So I can't be the only one that's walked in on their parents. Or it was my stepdad and my mom. I mean, like I said, I didn't see anything.
At least it wasn't some rando. That would have been really awkward, I
might have been okay. My stepdad was a shitty person.
Him? Are you doing this with him?
Right?
Oh.
But no, yeah, that was God, that was so. But at the end of the day,
moral of the story, lock your door.
Yeah, the moral story is we were like, we need to get a door so when I shut it, it locks automatically behind us.
Yeah.
Right? Like a prison.
like a vault door that just closes itself.
Like at work, I have to get a badge to go inside into the IS area.
Yeah.
I need a door like that. I need badge access.
Oh,
dude. That's how it sounds like. So if I go to the restroom, there's right in front of me, as soon as you come out, there's a wall. That's where the help desk is. So if people come in from the outside, they come to check in or whatever. But there's a door that you can go through if you want to go to the help desk area. And there's times I'll do that, but when you open it, sounds like what you would picture like a prison cell door.
Yeah,
because it's like metal.
Yeah.
And then it shuts behind.
Yeah,
it's loud.
It almost sounds like somebody imposed that noise in for a metal door closing. It's like that perfect of the noise.
There's a door in the Spokane, one of our clinics, that you walk in one door. There's this mini hall, literally I can touch the next door that I need to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But that next door, when that thing fucking shuts, it shuts hard.
Scares you a little bit.
The first time, I remember
Jump.
I opened that door, and then I walked through the next door, and as I'm opening that next door, that second door slams. And I was like,
Scream in front of
Jesus,
everybody.
like I'm like sitting there and I'm like, Jesus, what the hell? And I like laugh and I look over and there's just happens to be the break room.
Yeah, everyone's
And
there.
there's like some girls in there because it's like medical staff.
Yeah.
They're like, man, you don't need to slam doors. You know, they're joking
They
around.
know that it does that every time.
Yeah. And I was like, Jesus Christ, you think I'd be angry around here or something? You know? But yeah, those doors. I need those in my room.
Yeah. Moral of the
But
story, again,
lock your doors.
Yeah.
Good thing is my wife kind of talked to him the next day and he had no idea.
So you remember when your dad was pounding me last night?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
recall? Yeah, that's like a delicate one to bring up. You're like, I don't know if the kid remembers or not.
Well, that's where I was. And it's like, in those situations, do you, if you see your kid almost going back to sleep, mention it? Like now that's where I was at. Like I should have.
My thought would be their memory is probably not going to hold on to it.
That's a fucking poor-ass memory.
If I bring it up again, it is definitely digging itself in there. You know what I mean? Like
the subconscious was
it's
quick to
the
go.
importance
We're
of-
gonna vault this.
cover this up.
We're gonna vault this memory.
Yeah, don't
for
worry.
a long time.
We're gonna hide this shit deep in your psyche. Someday you're gonna be killing an animal and you won't know why.
Inner vagina.
Oh my lord,
That's so gross.
Yeah.
About my mom.
Someone's breaking into your vagina.
There's demons.
Man, that demon's deep inside of you, Mom.
But yeah,
man, dude, I'm sorry. I never had that happen.
We laughed about it, and then last night, I like touched my wife's shoulder or something. She's like, "JJ's in the room." He wasn't. We were making jokes about it.
Lord, you're laughing your heads off, and JJ's not getting it. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Nah, he was literally not in the room. He was in bed.
Yeah,
asleep. But
it's funny.
We were making jokes about it. Now we can.
Yeah, now it's funny.
But Jesus, I'm just glad he doesn't remember stuff because.
Yeah.
Fuck, I think I took page 36 from the Kama Sutra on that one.
Man. Dang.
Right?
Dude. Yeah.
I almost pulled a back muscle.
I went real deep on that push. Like, fear reaction worked well.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's like a car wreck. I tensed up.
Well, we've got the double doors at our house, and I'm always like, I just don't know how much I trust. You got like one little latch that goes up, and that permanently keeps the one door shut, but it's one little tiny latch.
What you need is the thing like they had in
like the medieval times.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I need the bar across the whole door.
Yeah, like a little 2x4.
Right.
And then if you get someone to come in, they have to like ram it.
Right. They got to ram it hard.
Hey.
So yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll get a board to go across this. Hold on, honey. Clink.
Yeah.
You can actually affix it to a door, so you just knock it over and then like lift it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Just
that'd be
goes,
great.
Ping.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Extra protection. No,
I don't know.
I was very lucky. I never saw my parents do anything. I just now as an adult, I understand when things probably were happening.
But as an adult, you have to like those times, those moments, you have to work around the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's bedtime. All right.
Yeah,
you can't get a little sneak in. Like
it's much more difficult. Yeah.
With me and my wife, there's been a couple times where we're like, "Hey, let's go around real quick." The kids are busy doing something, so let's just make this quick.
Don't worry, I can definitely knock it out real quick.
I can make this quick. But it'd be those times where you're trying to be quick, where it's like, "What's going on? I don't know."
Kids are in the next room. It's really distracting.
I'm at porn star level. Like, I don't know why I'm lasting so long. You know, I'm trying to be quick. It's not happening.
Music's playing. I
don't know what to do. But no. Yeah, I don't know. You as a parent, though, you do have to design those moments sometimes around, like the schedule of the kids almost, really.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
It's not as easy to be spontaneous in those situations.
No.
Like, because I don't know, being spontaneous in the bedroom, like with your wife, sometimes can be a difficult task.
Daunting task. Yeah,
it can be difficult because a lot of times I think men. This is probably going a whole different conversation, but men were kind of like told it's on us to make the move.
Right.
It's on us to do that. So we, the women probably know the telltale. I'm touching her. She's like, no, not tonight. As soon as
oh, you're paying me attention.
Yeah. You cuddle up. No, not tonight. You're like, damn it. Because usually the men make the move.
Right.
It's always on us to make that first move.
Typically.
And so I think the woman will know most of the time if that's happening, especially if we're trying to work around the kids.
The women have full control.
You know what?
Of the whole scenario. Yeah.
Because I know, if JJ spends the night over here, it's like, all right. We both know, like, this is the moment.
It's happening. But it's really happening.
But, like, in those situations, though, like, it's not really spontaneous because now you kind of know.
You build it in. You're like, yeah.
And so it's not as not cool.
It's routine.
Which is a scheduled sexy time is not fun.
Scheduled encounter on Friday night at 8 p.m.
We
shall embark on our sexual
between
journey.
8 and 8:01. We're gonna have a great time.
8:32. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But no,
32 seconds. That is. Yeah.
Tom, damn.
Between I added 31 minutes to that. Yeah, you know what I mean. Whatever. Yeah, 32 seconds. That's all.
But anyway. No, I don't know. You got to build those in.
It's important for a healthy relationship.
One of the questions I did have a question of the day. Since we're talking about kids, sometimes the ladies like to hang out with each other, or they like to go on, a girls' night, or even just hang out
a night for herself.
So it's on us dads to look after our kids because they're our kids. So.
Because there are kids.
There are kids.
Yeah.
My question is should dads watch their own kids if they're capable?
What I love about that question is somebody legit asked that question.
I did.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You already know the answer.
I know the answer to
somebody was like actually feeling like they should not have to do
I only say that because we watched someone's kid because the dad didn't feel like watching the kid.
Interesting.
And their kid's a little baby.
Yeah.
That's I feel like a year
that's
old, maybe
horrible, but like
younger. But like I'm just saying, like fully capable. And so it just makes me question. Like
that's very old school thinking. I feel.
Come on, man. Like you let your girl go out, have fun, and just watch the kids.
Right.
Like.
Because I feel
in
like
hindsight, that's going to help you out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's how it would have been probably in like the 50s is like, I'm a dad. I don't know shit about kids. I don't watch my kids.
Yeah.
But like in the modern era, like, I mean, come on. That's kind of like.
Just watch your fucking kid.
Like, it's your kid. Blanca worked with a guy, or the gal whose husband was the same way. And the wife was always dealing with shit because he just wouldn't man up and do his job. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, as a man, I get it. You can be macho and
macho is not.
It's not the same though. No, like not watching your kid or not doing certain things for your woman doesn't mean you're not macho.
Pussy does not make you macho. The fact that you can't handle time with your own fucking kid
is terrible.
Is to me like ridiculous.
Right.
Well, how cool are you in your own head? Not to anybody else. Because everyone else is looking at you like you're a fucking pussy. But like.
Yeah.
How cool do you think you are that you're like, I don't do kid stuff? Like,
yeah. I don't know.
I mean, like, I heard characters like Tony Soprano saying stuff like, I don't know. My wife did all that shit. Like, that's fine. That's a movie. In real life, like, who are you? What do you do that you're so important that you
He's in the mafia.
Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, then maybe he shouldn't be alone with his kid, but
we'll let it slide.
No, yeah, that you get a pass on that. But no, I'm like, seriously, it just irks me. I'm like,
no,
all right. I don't know.
Like we didn't mind because we love babies.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
We love watching kids.
Look, I get not wanting to watch other people's kids. I teach other people's kids all day. The last thing I want to do, like JJ's one thing. But
I get you.
Every once in a while, Blanca's like, well, we're gonna watch someone's baby. I'm like, you're gonna watch someone's baby.
Well, that's where I was.
I didn't sign up for that, but my own baby.
Yeah. No, like, I was. Oh, you're gonna watch the baby? Oh, I don't care. That's on you.
Yeah,
like,
that's great.
I go. I'll hold the baby every now and then, but you're like changing diapers.
You're really nice. I'm like, No, I like.
No,
don't,
I'll grab the baby. Oh, you little baby, look at
Yeah.
your cheeks. You know, like, you know, do shit like
yeah,
that. But
it's funny. I have zero interest in.
I was in the
babies at this
room
point.
playing video games.
Yeah, good for you.
I
Yeah,
popped my head out.
Seriously, I'm like, you signed us up for this. There was no communication. There was no me saying like, yeah, a baby in the house would be super cool.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
you deciding that you wanted a baby in the house. So now you get to deal with the baby in the house. So next time, maybe you say no. Like,
Well, so it was funny because Alicia had told me she would be watching, you know,
Yeah.
the baby and stuff. And I'm like, you know, when we talk, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool, whatever. You know, that's on you. But,
sure.
you know, whatever.
Well, the reality is we help out a little bit. Like, I'm
When
not
we do.
actually a dick. Like, I'm willing to help a
Yeah,
friend
I
out,
know.
that kind of thing. But
Like, I didn't really have to do much because she's a mom and,
yeah,
you know, whatever. Mom instincts kick in. Dads don't really.
ladies tend to love babies.
Oh, love them.
So they want
I
to
love
hold
seeing a baby, but I will not, like, the what? When are you going to give me another baby?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not going to happen.
seriously,
I
like,
made
never.
sure that would never happen again.
Well, you know, I got bullets in the chamber.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
I have them somewhere. They just can't connect.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I got the
they're
firing
in
pin.
there.
Your
They
firing
just-
pin's
My
missing.
firing pin's missing. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Yeah. So my wife's firing pin's missing.
Yeah, I'm shooting blanks.
What would? Well, hers would be the magazine.
Yeah,
She holds the blanks.
the clip's out.
Yeah, the clip's out. There you go.
Yeah,
I got some in the chamber. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
There's no-
I can't make this.
There's no target.
But it was funny because she was like, I forgot that we were gonna watch, you know, this kid, and
yeah.
then when that day happened, she was like, "Hey, can you help me in the car?" I'm like, okay, what the hell did you buy?
Yeah.
That's what I said. What'd you buy?
Oh crap!
She's
You
like,
bought a
"I didn't-"
baby.
That's what she said. I bought a baby. I'm like, oh yeah.
That's the worst purchase.
He was a cute little chunky guy.
Yeah.
He was heavy.
But the dad just didn't want to watch the.
I was like, oh, are they all going out? No, just well, what about the dad? Nah, he's at home. I'm like, what do you mean he's at home?
That. Yeah.
What do you mean he's at home?
No, look,
Like,
if
he's at home.
he was like working on a project in the house, like they had to have it done,
No,
that would be different.
that's
Like,
different.
okay, like he's rebuilding a room, like the roof's collapsing, and he's like reinforcing
Yeah,
the structural integrity. Like we get it. You can't have a baby in the house. Like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah, I get that. You don't want
But-
that here to saw.
I want to watch television without my baby bothering me. Like
Yeah, you
that.
Bug me.
Like it's not even my baby, just a baby in my house that came from me. I don't
He
know.
calls her. What do I do? What do you mean? He has poopy in his diaper. Well, change it. I don't know how to do
This
that.
kid is going to be sitting in his shit until you get home. Okay? I did not
literally-
sign up for this.
There's probably
There are people that would do that.
dads, moms, maybe, but primarily I'm guessing dads that do that. I'm not changing a diaper. I was fucking amazing at changing
Don't
diapers.
be a dirtbag. Just take care of your kid. I mean,
That's
come
it.
on. Like you had the damn kid. Man up, do it. It's not a big deal. It's not feminine to
Yeah,
take care of
if you don't want to watch your
fucking
kids
child.
later on in life, then send them to their friend's house.
Right. Believe me, video games come.
My daughter's
along.
spending the night at her friend's right now.
Yeah, we get rid
Well,
of our
she
kids
is,
as much
but
as
it
we
was her
can.
birthday.
No, I don't know. I just like you
I
shouldn't
like
have,
being
you
around my
shouldn't have been a
kids.
parent. Like
Yeah.
you shouldn't have done it in the first place. You're not emotionally invested. I would
Yeah.
not be shocked if that's a relationship that doesn't pan out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're not willing to stand there for your own kid, most likely you're not really there for her very much.
Yeah.
I could see her starting to look around. I mean, like, this guy's kind of shit.
Yeah,
Like
for
every
sure.
other dad's fine with watching other people's kids, and you can't even watch your kid. that sounds so pathetic. I don't know. That one irks me.
No, that it was
I don't
funny.
know.
I
I
was like,
shouldn't
"Ah."
care that much, but I'm just like, dude.
Well, it's so easy to do.
It's like, okay. So our scenario, Blanca worked nights, I worked days. We worked polar opposite shifts for the first like year and a half of Elliot's life. I was alone with my kid all of my off time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. To me, it's just like, man,
Well,
just do it.
Yeah, I was with Elena when every chance I had, like after me and Blanca split, I was always, I'd
like-
come to walk her or do something.
The thing I always think is like, what happens when they're old? Like to me, having my children, I'm looking towards the future.
Yeah.
I want to have a relationship with my kids when they're old. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to be able to them have memories. Maybe not everything was great, but generally speaking, like when dad wasn't an asshole, he was pretty cool,
Yeah, that's what I wanted my kids.
Yeah.
I always wonder what they think about me. I don't
think they
know.
think we're
There
great.
is times though, and this is probably for another podcast, but where for myself as a dad, or I don't know if it's my mental thing. Sometimes I'm like, man, I don't think I was ever cut out to be a parent.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Talking.
You know what I mean? So there's that's like a whole nother podcast we can get into.
I know. I'm not nearly as good a dad as my dad was. But,
yeah, that's how. Well, see, I don't know. I don't know if I think I'm better than I know I'm better than my stepdad was, but like
you're too hard on yourself.
But no, there's times where I'm just like, dude, I don't know if I was cut out to be a parent because like
you are. You're just it's
a mental thing.
It's your insecurity. Because I do the same thing like work wise. I always like second guess myself
because I always like we had just joked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
If it came with our like for my son, if it came down to there's a gun to mom's head and dad's head, who's going first? Before the words came out of their mouth, dad, sorry.
It wouldn't even it would be like well, clearly I'm saving mom. It wouldn't even be a question. They'd be like. Why are you asking me this?
We play like games. We'll play like board games. Sorry. Like we were all over here yesterday. We were playing Uno, but so we've played Sorry.
The longest game of Uno I've ever been involved in.
Yeah. Me and him fighting for last place.
Yeah.
Still don't remember who.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
By the end,
who
I didn't
won?
care. I don't know.
Blanca won.
Somebody else.
Blanca was the first.
Oh, yeah. Blanca did win. Yeah.
And then JJ.
Yeah. We're just fighting for who didn't lose.
In reality, we both did.
Completely lose.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost.
Well,
that's right. I ended up with all the cards.
I couldn't remember to say Uno to save my life. So
yeah. Anyway, but like my son will be playing Sorry. It was me, my son, my wife. He every chance he got would save mom, but kept.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, dude, she's winning.
Yeah, you're not her bodyguard.
Like she's winning already.
Yeah.
Stop picking on me. I feel like I'm being picked on.
Yeah, why does my family love me? I watched you. Yeah, I know.
I watched your little nuts, god damn it.
Look, when you were a baby and your mom wanted to go out, I stayed with you. Like, where's the loyalty? Where's the respect?
I know. Nah. They don't teach you this thing.
I'm going to teach my kids like the mafia. Like, we were about respect and honor and family and do all that shit. And it'll be like...
I mean, that's not a bad...
It's really not bad. Like
that's like
if dad tells you to kill somebody, you get your ass out there.
Yeah, I mean
that part of it probably
not good. But
I mean, family, respect, loyalty, honor.
That's Fast and Furious.
Yeah, going full circle back to the mafia. That's the kind of crap I just am like. So, like, the ideal of the mafia is what I'm into. Like
the crime. I don't care for
the cinematic. If I could just be in a mob family that never committed crime, we just were like the super greatest people ever, but we were a mob family, I would totally join that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And then people are like, yeah, I think they call it like the Elks Lodge or something. Like, but
the Eagles.
That does not sound like as much fun. So maybe like a little like dabble in crime, just not anything too intense,
yeah. I stole a pack of gum.
Yeah, you know what? We took that street sign down there. You know, it was great.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, 4th Avenue hanging up in my living room.
It said free. But it was really $5.
Right. You know what? I took a bag from Walmart. Didn't tell nobody.
I know. That 8 cents.
I know. You got to be careful. Though. Walmart is coming after you. I don't know if you've heard the news, but they are not playing games. You steal anything, and they'll prosecute you.
I haven't stolen so long. I again, another podcast, but I used to like to steal shit when I was younger. I don't know why. I just would steal shit. Like
statute of limitations is up on that. So
no, I got in trouble first. I got caught stealing when I was younger.
Did you?
Yeah. I was. I think I was going into my freshman year in high school, and me and my buddy got caught stealing at Fred Meyer's.
Oh,
over there in Renton, Washington.
I hear that's the place to do it.
Yeah,
no. I know a lot of people that.
The guy came out and was like, "We're just friends." He puts his hand on my shoulder and shows me his badge. Just act like we're friends. That's what he told me.
No, I'm freaking out, dude. I'm making this as hard on you as possible.
Like for like the split a second, I wanted to run.
What could he have done? He
wouldn't have caught me.
He couldn't have done anything.
One, he wouldn't have caught me, but two, my best friend at the time was there.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't have.
Man,
I didn't want to leave him because I was into track. You know, I ran a lot. Like I ran everywhere. I walked everywhere. There's no way in hell those guys would have caught me. No. Adults. I know they were adults.
His belly's hanging over his dick. We're just friends, buddy.
Yeah.
They'll bend over the table.
He looked, if I remember, he looked like he was all decently in shape, but I was...
Like an off-duty cop or something?
Yeah. Like I was I don't know. I was a pretty good runner, and
yeah.
I would outran the fuck out of that guy. You know, like
Sure, you're a squirrely guy. You were ready to go,
and I would have went for days. Like, there's no way you'd have caught me. But you know, long story short,
so
it worked. I went to like a diversionary court and stuff.
I think the funniest steal scenario I ever saw, it was this year. I was with Blanca. We were at Target, and there was a guy that looked like fairly street, you know, like he had like visible tattoos with a hoodie on, that kind of thing.
Bro, I have tattoos in a hoodie.
Well, no, I mean like on his face. Oh, I'm not talking like visible with a full on hoodie over his head, visible tattoos, like all the way down his arm, covered, visible tattoos, that type of thing.
Right? All in the hands.
And like he just looked like a guy that would not give a shit to wear a mask, but he had a mask on. Oh, okay. So I'm like, my stupid innocent brain's like, that guy's really conscientious about his health.
He doesn't want to get COVID.
We pass him because, like, he was over in like the clothing, the shoes. He was messing around back there. I went back to look, and he's like, "Oh, excuse me." I'm like, "Oh yeah, no problem." Walk by him, come back out, and Blanca's like, "That fucker's stealing shoes." I was like, "Really?" And I look, I'm like, "Okay, that makes sense. That actually makes more sense than him actually looking at shoes."
Go find where he was. You'll find his shoes in the box.
We watch him leaving, and he's wearing brand new shoes.
Oh yeah.
We didn't say anything, but I was like, we should probably say something. But I'm like, the guy fucking needs shoes. Like, he, clearly
it's Target for
he doesn't have money for shoes. These are Moronas. Like, they're not nice shoes. So, like, let him go.
I don't know, man. Some of their shoes aren't.
Same fucking guy, same hoodie, same mask. 5 months later at Walmart, walking around the clothing section.
Did he get a new hoodie, please?
I'm looking at him. Brand new hoodie. He's walking around through the clothing section. And I can just tell. I'm like, the motherfucker's wearing a mask again. He's doing the same shit. Initially, I'm like, I'm going to stop this today. I start looking around for somebody to tell. It's Walmart. I walked around for 3 hours looking for somebody to tell. Every time I got close, they would turn about face and walk away. I got to the point, and it wasn't literally 3 hours. It was like 5 minutes. But like every time I'd walk towards them, and I'm like, this is why Walmart has shit stolen all the time, because nobody gives a shit.
They don't give a fuck.
Every time I saw somebody, I'm like, I could tell you, you're not going to care. Like, finally, like, fuck it, it's Walmart. Like, why am I going to stand up for Walmart? Like,
yeah, they didn't stand up for me.
Yeah. I mean, they give me cheap ass products, sure, but
not even anymore.
I know
it's expensive.
Yeah, China's killing that, man.
He should steal a new hoodie. That guy.
Well,
was it the same hoodie?
I mean, he looked exactly the same. The fact that I recognized him in that moment, he clearly did not recognize me.
He recognized his shoes.
Same thing. And he's in the clothing section.
Wearing his Moronas.
I was like laughing. I'm like, I look at him and I wink and I go, hey, nice shoes.
Yeah.
He was so confused.
He was like, what do you mean? Yeah, I saw those Moronas. You remember.
You got the Moronas down there?
Oh, yeah, Morona ones?
Work boots. Nice. How much you pay for those?
Oh, you didn't?
Nah, anyway. I like whatever. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do, I guess.
I've been there.
Yep. I've never intentionally stolen anything.
I can't say that I haven't.
At least not to my knowledge. Well,
I've purposely stole some shit.
Yeah.
Well, I was dumb, young. I can't sit there and say I'm like this innocent, perfect kid, obviously. Yeah. But hey, you can save a lot of money if you switch to Geico.
Yeah. Save a lot of money by switching to Geico and stealing.
That's what the rich do.
That's what they do.
That's why they're rich.
Steal from the poor, give to the rich.
Right.
That's the modern way.
I'm Robin Hood.
Yeah. I'm Robin Hood, just in reverse.
Yeah. I just steal and keep it.
Yeah. That's Enron.
I don't just give it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the Enron way.
Oh, yeah. Enron. Damn.
Yeah. I remember that. Enron 2000.
Damn. I was fresh out of high school then.
I can't remember the guy's name. Who was the guy behind
Ron?
Yeah. Ron
Enron.
Mr. Enron was a total dick.
I feel like his name would be Gary.
I can see the guy's face, too.
Gary's the word for me lately.
Gary Enron. Gary Enron. I don't see a guy named Gary Enron becoming a CEO. Do you? Like,
no, he's an underling.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely like middle management.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he wants to be CEO, but he'll never make it.
He's too lazy.
He's the guy that thinks he's going to make it, but everybody around is like, Gary, he's never going to be.
Gary, come on, man. You're an idiot.
Yeah. It's like, you came in Saturday? I wouldn't have come in Saturday if I were you.
Yeah. You ain't getting it. You know what's going
Gary,
to Josh.
Think about Gary. He keeps trying. He never gets
Josh is getting your job, not you, Gary.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah.
But anyway,
that fizzled quick.
yeah, we're gonna let you go.
All right, guys.
I got to prep for my road trip.
Yeah,
later.
another trip to Oregon, right?
Yeah.
To
I'll be home Tuesday.
Yeah. That's nice. Hopefully they're ready for you this time, huh?
Yeah, well, we call it TDR. It's like a dress rehearsal. So basically, we're going to test every single piece of equipment to
make sure it's up and running.
Like everything prints, everything. Receipt printers are doing their shit.
Yeah, so that there's minimal.
Yeah, so when our Go Live hits for that clinic, like
it's up and running.
It's just
it's smooth sailing. Nice.
Yeah, but I'm going to help because our old clinic's right there. So one guy's going to be on that side, and I'm going to be in the new clinic. So we'll be running around. They're like, "Are you ready to run around?" I'm like, hell yeah.
Quick question. How much user error happens on the first day of a new clinic when really everything's working fine? Just people are making mistakes and thinking it's not working?
Not as much as you would think.
Yeah,
but
good.
I mean, usually it'll fall down to user error or someone misconfigured something.
Yeah.
Usually what happens.
Gotcha.
My team's usually there first thing in the morning to help out. And
nice.
So most of the time it goes pretty smooth though.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's why we do these.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, good luck to you on your trip.
Thanks.
Have a good 2 days in Portland. And everybody out there, have a fantastic week.
And we'll see you on the motherfucking flip.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Mother.
Bye.